What's up guys, this is Eddie, welcome to a new video, Nature DPS, let's go. Alright, so before we start, you guys need to listen to this, so please don't skip. Nature is probably one of the worst DPS power in the game right now. It was heavily nerfed a few months ago, like Gorilla Supercharged is not what it used to be, the dot was nerfed to the ground, and Nature is all about damage over time, as most of the superpowers are, damage over time based. Now there are many might loadouts on YouTube and they show great numbers, but only on spying target. They don't show you the real numbers in real situation like raids or alerts. And nowadays if you go in a raid with those might loadouts, while you will be setting up your might damage over time, the other DPSs with burst damage, whether it's might based or precision based, would have already killed all the ads and you'll be just sitting, ducks. So this is why I came up with this loadout, and we are gonna go hybrid with this one, a mixture of might and precision. And last thing, single target damage is not Nature's strongest suit, but it's decent. On the other hand, AoE damage is great, but seriously Nature power set needs a buff. But until then, use this setup and you're good to go. So let's go and see the setup. Alright, so here's the setup. My might is 170,980. Precision is 88,334, equip CR is 396, and we're gonna be wearing DPS gear. So the mods are gonna be Blast Adapter 5 for weapon, Supercharged New Venom Boost 3 for head socket, Relentless Precision for neck, Berserker for back, Penetrating Strikes for chest, Restorative Serpent Call for legs, Maximum Damage for hands, Tumbling Master for feet. You can also use Deadly Block or Explosive Block if you are not super speed. So looking at the augments, we're gonna be using Mighty augments in the head augs, and just get the highest augments you can access, and precision augments in the original augments because we're going to be mixing and matching. For the base mods, we're going to be using might and power, but you can also use mix and match again. You can use 2 might and 2 precisions, it's up to you, but yeah, I like to use might. And for the allies, I'm using Zoom as my combat ally. It's pretty good. You can also use Black Adam, you can also use Batman, you can also use Cyborg. It's up to you, it's optional. This is not optional. Number 2 support ally is Batman Who Laughs, because we're going to be focusing on the luck of the draw. It draws a random card during combat to gain a buff for 20 seconds. So you can get a buff for 5% might, dominance, restoration and violation, and 2.5% precision, or plus 35 power regeneration, or plus 7.5% critical chance, or plus 10% health. So depending on your luck, basically, you're gonna draw a random card. And number 30 is also optional. Mine is at rank 9, but if it gets to rank 10, it's gonna give me 10% might and 5% precision for the first 6 damage hits. And then after reaching 100 counter, the combo counter, it refreshes and grants me again 10% might and 5% precision. But you can also use, Black Adam's Power of Aiden, which will grant you 15% supercharge, supercharge generation. And you can also use Shazam, which is the power of Shazamly, and activating ally combat ability grants you, I think it goes to 10% might and 5% precision for 30 seconds. So whenever you will use a combat ally, it will grant you that, and which you can do it again and again. So it's up to you. You can use whatever you want, but I'm using Batman. So now looking at the skill point allocation, our main weapon is going to be brawling into martial arts. Where it is, there we go. So make sure you get that. And under super speed, flight, acrobat, get this one. These are not important. If you have extra skill points, you can get it, but I would suggest you don't for this loadout. Under iconic powers, you're going to go for New Venom Boost and Word of Power. So we're going to discuss it in a bit. Under stat points, we're going to go for super powered, critical attack chance, critical attack damage, and then whatever whatever skill points you have, you just do half and half. So put half in precision and half in might. So I have 300 in precision and 300 in might. So this loadout does require more skill points. So the more you have, the more damage you're gonna do. And now let's go and look at the loadout. So here's the loadout. The first one is going to be Serpent Call, 6 seconds, power cost is 200. This is your supercharge generator. So whenever you will use this, it will generate your supercharge. And it's also a damage over time power. So whenever you will use this, it will release poison and it will do damage over time on your targets. Number 2 is Carnage. This is your weapon buff. It will grant you extra precision for 12 seconds, 300 power cost. Number 3 is Briar. This is your damage over time. Same as Serpent Call, it will release poison and do damage over time on your target. Number 4 is Harvest. So whenever you will pop Harvest, whatever damage over time is applied on your target from Serpent Call or Briar, it will be reapplied to all the enemies beside your target. So if there's a boss and you have applied Serpent Call and Briar, it will be reapplied to all the ads right next to the boss, and it refreshes, the poison. So you don't have to pop Serpent Call and Briar again and again. So you can only do Harvest and you're good to go. Number 5th is we're gonna use Savage Growth. Savage Growth is the most important power in this loadout right now, because as I told you before, the damage over time, nature's damage over time is nerfed to the ground. So this is the burst damage I'm talking about. Also Harvest does burst damage as well, a little bit burst damage, but this is next level. So the base damage from Savage Growth is 50k. When you crit, it can go to 150k, and when you crit more, it can go up to 400,000 plus. As you can see on the screen right now, that easy 400,000. So depending on the buffs and situations, you can do more damage from Savage Growth. So this is our main power. And number 6 is New Venom Boost. It basically gives you 40% more damage whatever you do from your weapon or your powers. So 45-second cooldown, 5,000 supercharge cost. Another option is Word of Power you can use, which will basically increase your critical damage and increase your critical chance 10% and 8%. And it also do the burst damage whenever you pop it. It also restores your power, and the cooldown is only 12 seconds, so it's really good. So but I suggest you use it when you have a EOG healer in your group. You use it so you can pop it again and again. Otherwise I prefer using New Venom Boost if there is no EOG healer. And the reason we are using iconic supercharge, is because the nature supercharges are not that great. So we have 4 forms: Gorilla, Wolf, Canine, and Insectoid. So all of these are nerfed. No matter what you use, you're gonna be not doing that much damage. Chaotic Growth, no way we're gonna use it, because 10,000 supercharge cost, 30-second cooldown, your whole supercharge is gonna be gone in just one use. So no way. And Carnivorous Plant, 5,000 supercharge cost, but cooldown is 1 minute. We are gonna wait for 1 minute to use supercharge. And same with Rampage, 1 minute cooldown. And this one is for healer. So the rotation is pretty simple. You're gonna do weapon attack and clip your Serpent Call with Carnage. Then you're gonna do Briar and do Harvest, and then you're gonna do weapon attack, Savage Growth, which you have to be super close. By the way, this is melee power, so you have to be super close for it to hit the target. So weapon attack, Savage Growth, weapon attack, Harvest, weapon attack, Savage Growth, weapon attack, Harvest, and then by that time Carnage will be out of cooldown. So clip your Savage Growth with Carnage after doing weapon attack. So very simple loadout. Very simple loadout like this, and you do weapon attack, Savage Growth, weapon attack, Harvest, weapon attack, Savage Growth, weapon attack, Harvest, and then you clip like this and then go back. So this is basically it. I hope I didn't miss anything, but anyways, let's go to the spine target and see the numbers. All right, so let's say you're in a raid and those are the ads, right? So tank is already near the ads. He's getting them together. So you're on your way, you pop this, make sure you're close enough, and then just do the weapon combos into Savage Growth, do weapon combo into Harvest, Savage Growth, Harvest, and when it's out of cooldown, clip it with Carnage, and you're good to go. So let's just do it for a minute and you'll see what I mean. So there you have it. So 250, 209, and then 284, 273. You're not gonna get that, these numbers with straight might, especially as a nature. So 284, 273, big numbers, and even we started with 250. I messed up the brawling combo here, so that's 209. But yeah, you get the idea. 284, 273, really, really awesome numbers for a nature DPS. So there you have it. And the best part about this is you don't have to switch anything for a single target. So now let's just go to single target and see the numbers again. All right, so here we are. You can see we started with 88,000 because we were setting up the, dot and carnage and everything. Then we went to 114, then 118, 113, 102, and then massive 133. So it's pretty persistent loadout. It's pretty good loadout. It's not bad. It's not obviously electric precision or gadgets precision. It's not going to do 140, 160, 180 Ks, but it's still decent. And compared to might nature, it's actually really good. So try this out. And another thing you can do is you can replace Savage Growth with Voracious Plant if you want to go full range. If you are in elite raids or stuff like that, it's not going to be same damage, I'm telling you right now, because melee Savage Growth is really good damage, so you have to be careful. But if you're going to use Voracious Plant, it's not going to be same damage, but you will live. So it's basically, damage versus life. So just make the decision, but I would prefer you use Savage Growth. It's a really, really good loadout, and especially when we don't have any other option. You can also use Dual Wield instead of brawling into martial arts for single target, but it's a little bit slower. It does more damage, but it's a little bit slower, so the damage is going to be almost the same. So brawling into martial arts, one loadout to rule them all basically. So just use this and you're good to go. Another thing is we were not buffed. The number you see on sparring target is unbuffed. So in the raids, it's going to be different. In the raids, you'll be buffed, you'll be using supercharges, you'll be using henchmen, orbitals, allies, trinkets, pets and everything. And also there's going to be a troll buffing you. There might be a tank or healer buffing you up. So the numbers are going to go really, really high. And trust me, if you're going to be running against, might-based DPSs, this loadout can keep up. This loadout can actually beat them. You can see on the screen anyways. So this loadout is really, really good. But compared to electric precision or gadgets precision, the top DPS is the flavor of the month right now. I don't think you can do it unless they buff nature, and I hope it's pretty soon. Then we're gonna come up with a real original loadout. So until then, yeah, if you have any questions, just comment down in the comment section below and I'll get back to you, and I'll see you guys next time.